What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers? It is Thursday, January 24th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you're watching the Low Shack in the Bag Show. My name is Jimmy the Bag. My partner, Lodos Low Shack, is in New York City, and just found out that he will be joining us from New York City remotely for both shows tomorrow. We have a big card ahead of us, and it is time to get to work. First off, some stuff we need to come over is one is that BetOnline is rolling with us. BetOnline rolling with us on the Betcast, and they're rolling with Low Shack in the bag right now, and we're excited to have a sponsor like BetOnline. You guys know that I love BetOnline because they're first to the market, and they're giving us a pretty nice promo here. 75% bonus up to $1,000. 75% bonus, minimum deposit of $25, maximum of $1,000. And all you need to receive the bonus, use promo code BOWL75. Hit that link. Hit that link at the bottom of our show. We're excited to have BetOnline with us. And if we can show that BetOnline is getting clicks through us, then we can have a huge extravaganza for March Madness and, bring down Max, bring down some of our cappers. And that's what I would really love. So please help support BetOnline, who is supporting us. Also, I am doing the Beat the Bag competition, Beat the Bag contest on Saturday, not very long from now. It's Saturday morning, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time is when you have to have your picks in. I got my Gulfstream DRF. I got my daily racing form right here. I'll beat the shit out of this pad of paper. I'll be smacking the shit out of it, screaming into it. It's going to be a goddamn mess when I'm done with it. But a $9 million dirt race, $7 million turf race. And shout out to Parlay Poppy, who made a little investment into my action on this big card, which is very exciting. Shout out to my guy, Parlay Poppy, killing it right now, and put a little investment into the Bags action at Gulfstream Park on Saturday. So right now, I would like to do a couple things. One, I would just like to put the link to the contest quickly. Right here is a link to the contest. Please take a look at it. Join us. The more people join it, it's a free contest, and the winner gets $100. But the main thing we get to do is the more people who do it, then I get to do it more and for bigger scores. So there it is. There's the link to the contest. I'm going to paste that shit right there. That's pasted. And then what I'm also going to do is add the free Gulfstream Park program so you can make your picks. Make your picks. You got nothing to lose, man. You want a little action going on Saturday while you're banging the hardwood? Hit this contest. There is the form, Gulfstream Park free form. Okay, that's a business we had to get around to. Also, I went to the doctor, a very big-titted, sexy Costa Rican doctor. I don't know why these doctors, it's out of my wildest dreams. It was out of my wildest dreams walking in there. Just a simple respiratory infection. I got 100,000 colones worth of medicine, and I'm going to be good to go in no time. It's no fucking thing, man. Little lung infection, little respiratory infection. Never stop. No, I shouldn't yell. I shouldn't yell because I'll start coughing. Never stop nobody. Now, if you came to watch a show where we're going to break down the Michigan State game for 30 minutes, you're watching the wrong show. We're going to break down hundreds of small schools. Get your pad of paper out because we're going to be breaking these schools down like crazy. But first, we're going to break down the NBA card, short NBA card, and a pretty difficult NBA card, to be honest with you. Before I go any further, I want to give a shout out to the cappers that join us in the chat because that's the only reason why our show is doing better and better and better every day. It's because of you guys. Tasha Mayu, respect. First in the chat. Shout out Tasha, Ninja 13, Ryan Campbell, WW Train, Eric Nisbet, Cappin 24/7, like in the Warriors and like in the Thunder. I mean, 13 points for the Thunder's a little much, but just 9 for the Warriors. God, I'm very close to making a move on the under in that game, and I just don't want to take the Warriors first half full game on their first game heading out east right now. But I do want to take the under. We're going to talk about that game shortly because we need to get Max in here as fast as possible. And that's part of the reason why I'm talking so fast. We need Max in here. We need to start banging out these small schools. Rico Money in the house. Gegard, Eric Nisbet. Hit the like button in the house. Who else we got? We got all these great guys. Jeremy Miller, Cole Leon, Sacktown King, Jose Villegas, Eric Nisbet, What a great, great group. Robert Gilmore. Let's get to work. Anthony S. Coco Bongo. Coco Bongo says, what's shaking? Let's get some winners. I'm at work. No time to study. I'm just going to tail Max. No cock soup for you. Attaboy, Coco Bongo. What a great group. Rosie in the house. Okay. Daryl Lyles here. Headshot in the house. Ron Lofton. Okay. Time to get to work. Now, Jose Villegas says, no more tossing salads, Jimmy. Hey, you see this doctor that just prescribed me $100,000, 100,000 colones, I should say, worth of medicine. You do whatever she says. All right, Yolo Steve's in the house. Yayas in the house. Ralph Portwando in the house. And he likes the over in the Warriors game. Damn. Okay, so we have a ton of work to do. And that's why we've been succeeding is because of the work. Also, we have Maxwell Smart doing the work for us. And I tell you what, so over the last 2 days, I'm 11-4 with Max's picks. 4 dogs on the money line. Now, they weren't giant dogs like plus 140, plus 115, but every cent goddamn counts. Every cent counts. M. Holland says, nobody took my Houston's, Pistons, Riverside on the money line. Shake my head. M. Holland, don't worry. Keep handing out winners. We are listening. Okay, let's get through this NBA card as fast as possible because we got a ton of college basketball to go over. First off, Warriors at Wizards. Durant looks good. Everybody looks good. Tomar says I'm on Washington first half and the first half over. I don't see Golden State playing much defense with Boston up next. Jose Villegas says Pro Bowl, Jimmy. Yes, I need help. Oh God, Pro Bowl. That's some dodgy shit right there, Jose. We will talk about the Pro Bowl tomorrow, but that's some dodgy shit I don't want to have much to do with. Okay, let's keep rolling here. Warriors at Wizards. Klay Thompson's rolling. They're all rolling. But do you want to back a team that's flying across the country to start a road trip? I mean, yeah, they're the best team in the league right now, but do you want to back them? I don't know if I do. I really don't know if I do. I guess what I would like to do is I guess I would like to jump on the under. I want to jump on the under. Shout out to Omning. Jimmy, you are my mentors. Nice. Omning. Well, let's get to work and let's find some goddamn winners. I would like to jump on the under, but I'm not going to do it if Ralph Portwando's not on it. Atticus Gould liking Golden State third quarter. Mally Mal liking OKC minus 13. Max bet. See, God. Yolo Caesar says you cannot bet versus Golden State. MLB liking Detroit. Mercy on the money line. We're going to talk about that game. Yeah, it's not that I don't think the Thunder are going to smash. I think they're going to smash, but 13 points is just not how you succeed, with the association. It's just not how you do it, and I don't want to do it. Omning saying I like Washington against the spread here. Gegarde says Durant just opened a new school. He is feeling good. I think some props on Durant might be a great play. I feel that. Scotty Rock forever in the house. Shout out to Scotty Rock. Ralph Portwando on Warriors minus 9. I guess that would be the one play that I guess I would like. I guess if Ralph Portwando's not going to be on the under, which I like. I even like that first half under at 120. But if and Kevin Ruthnam on the Wizards plus 9.5, the Warriors are spectacular, but I just don't want to take a team on the first game of a road trip that's traveling across the country. It's just not how I do things, and I'm just very hesitant to make a move here. The Thunder, I can see why you guys are on it. I can totally see why you guys are on it. Now, Kevin Ruthnam, if you think it's going to be a close game, if Washington covers the plus 9.5, the game goes under. The game goes under. That's what I think. Anthony Velez on first quarter over. I'm not going to go up against you guys and think I'll hit over 54%. But Jorge Don't Play says full game under is the play. That's what I like. Crypto King saying no Mirotic, no Davis. I like OKC. Yeah, but 13.5 points? 13.5 points? Anna Merrick in the house. Says you're jumping on with me today. Am I supposed to be coming out? It was the type of, wow, I did not know that, Anna Merrick. No, I'd love to have you, of course. But we're just running with Max for this college basketball card. Scotty Rock forever is liking first half Wizards plus 5.5. First half G-State, Washington under 120. That's what I'm saying. Scotty Rock, why don't you like the full game under too? I like that under 120. Wizards are playing good defense. They know the only chance they have is to defend the perimeter. Dean Williams saying way under. Under. Listen, I like the under here. I don't want to go up against Ralph Portwando, and I guess I shouldn't double up on it. But, I mean, if you look at what the Warriors did in the third quarter, that could happen. You know what? And Wisdom says OKC plays down in the competition. You know what? If I had to pick a side on Pelicans Thunder, I would take the Pelicans. I would take the Pelicans plus those points. Robbie Tops in the house. Yolo Steves. All right. Thank you. I needed somebody from the Bay Area to let me know that I was on the right track. Ralph Portwando did not do that, whom I love dearly. Scotty Rock did. Lanzu says no way it goes under. I'm taking first half under. I'm going to take Warriors, Wizards first half under. Now, I'm going to have to bet that at some point, right? Doesn't that game start in an hour and 19 minutes? Let me quick get to SBR odds right now. SBR odds. Get there quickly. SBR odds. Here we go. NBA. Okay, you know what? It's just my gut is telling me. My gut is telling me that the Wizards know they have to defend the perimeter. So here we have the Warriors traveling all the way across the country. I like the full game under, but I'm not going to double up. And I actually like the first half under better. I'm getting 120. There's 120 across the board. I'm getting 120 at plus 100 at Bovada. I bet you that's going to be the best I'm going to get, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. Shout out to my man, Rock Nation. Smooth Godwin saying Warriors full game over. Jeremy Miller saying OKC full game under. Oh, Dan Kelly, full game OKC team total under 122.5. Isn't that a ridiculous number? 122.5? I completely agree with that. That's just too high. I completely agree with that, Dan. So there we go. Oh, no. Ralph Pawan says, screw it, Jimmy. If you like the under, go for it. Yeah, no, I feel you, Ralph. I just would much prefer you being on my side. You're spectacular with totals. Hako Schofield says, Jimmy, Golden State first half. I thought about it, but it just goes against how I like to handle the NBA. I don't like taking a team, starting a road trip by going across the country. Okay. That's it. Okay, I'm jumping on Dan's play too. Matt Meadow says, how many hats do you have, man? I'm down here in Costa Rica about 35, 40, but up in Canada about 125, 150. My brother has way, way more. He's got a hat addiction. Nothing wrong with a hat addiction. Way worse addictions out there. Okay. I'm jumping on the first half under here. Sorry, I haven't started taking the meds yet because you have to take them every 12 hours. I don't have to wake up at 2 in the morning and take more meds. So first half, under 120 at plus 100 at Bovada. Plus 100 at Bovada. Oh, yeah, Dan. You know, it actually does. As soon as I hear a play that I like that you're on, I swear I know we hit at a very high percentage. Thunder team total under. Now, I got to figure out what line I'm getting for the team total under because we don't have that here. So I'm going to have to take a look at what we got for Thunder team total under. So actually, could somebody do that? Do you mind? I'm just a little busy here. Could somebody find me the best line for the Thunder team total under? That would mean a lot. Dave L.A. says, if Wizards can't stop the Raptors, what makes you think they can slow down the Warriors? Over. I'll tell you why I think that, Dave L.A. Because the Warriors are starting a road trip by flying across the country. Now, I don't have 35 years of spreadsheets like Dan Kelly. But I would have to think that teams that do that aren't full of energy in that first game of the road trip. That would just be a simple situational thing that I would guess. Now, I know Dan Kelly hates when I say I would guess that's the situation because he has numbers to back up his thoughts, and I should probably not even say that if it's just a guess. And I understand that. But I personally think that Otto Porter Jr., Trevor Ariza, these guys can defend the perimeter, and I expect them to do it here. So straight up, that's what I'm on. DT Doug said should be around 121.5. I thought it was at 122.5. But if anybody can find that out for me. Okay, and here, look at DJ 100 Grand, my man DJ 100 Grand. We miss you. Brooke Jordan in the house too. New Orleans with 12. Okay, let's do enough of this. We got to get to college basketball. The Blazers Suns, we know that Dame is playing. Now it's 8.5. I don't know if you guys have a feel on this spot, but I don't know about making a move here. Dave L.A. says, these guys fly first, guys. It doesn't matter. Still sucks. Dan Kelly says, I'm going to lay the points with Golden State. First half and full game. I feel it. My man Trotwam in the house. Okay. Timberwolves at Lakers. Listen, I was going to take the Timberwolves, but I saw my man Teddy B on the Lakers. I'd love to hear what you guys have to think about these two games. Robert Gilmore says 122 at Bet Online. I'll take it. Eric Nisbet says Suns and the Candy. Corey Simmons says the line movement is to the over. I know you're saying they're starting a road trip, but previous two games were on the road too, and the next game is in 2 days. Listen, Corey, Hako Schofield says you need whiskey shot for that cough. You're damn right I need whiskey shot for that cough. You're damn right I do. Angel Romero says, what up to me? 500 on Lakers money line. That's it for me today. Okay, well, I'm not going to go up against you guys. Everybody liking the over? Of course you do. Of course you do. Your mind won't stop that from happening because you just watched Clay hit his first 10 3-pointers. It's called a recency bias that we all have. You can't help it. But when you read certain books about psychology, you realize what's going on. Your mind's playing tricks on you. And the NBA makes a shitload of money off of that. I'm taking the under. All right. Mally Mal says all home teams tonight against the spread in the NBA. Jimmy, book it. Wisdom, Lakers, Max. But okay, I'm not going up against you guys. So the Sweaty Butcher says I'm on the Wolves. They've been playing on the road. It's like, that was going to be my move. Look, DJ Grant, 100 grand on the under. Nice. Okay. Now, I'm not going to, oh, wow. M. Holland says River Plate hurt one of my parlays yesterday. Back at it again. You know, our man, Nate Pereira, our lawyer, Natalio Pereira, he was fading them in that spot. Was fading River Plate. Had like a, plus 390 with that dog team that was playing them and cashed. Teddy B says, Jimmy, I was at the game 2 weeks ago where the Wolves completely embarrassed the Lakers. I'm taking the Lakers to bounce back. Revenge tonight. Corey Simmons says Steph is going to go off tonight. You know, I went Troy V in the house. Listen, I was going to take the Timberwolves, but I'm not going to go up against you guys. I just not. It just doesn't make sense. But Dwayne Reed is Timberwolves +1 and under 235. Under 235 versus why. You know, I would like to double up on that under, but I'm not going to do that. That's ridiculous. Okay, I'm just going to take the first half under. I'm going to stay off the Blazers Suns at this point. I'm just going to stay off of it. Coco Bongo saying Lillard will be in for Portland. And DJ 100 grand Lakers all day ticket to the bank. Yeah, I'm going to be off that spot. You know, just another situation is, you know, you're just not going to succeed in the association taking these road dogs at high spots. And I guess if we wanted the Blazers, maybe, you know, early in the morning could have bought down to 7 for nothing. Crypto King saying Phoenix 2-8, last 10 in the Phoenix. I don't really want to have too much to do with this spot, although I do expect them to smash. Warren out, Ayton out. Okay, Rashawn Holmes out. All right, that's it. That's it. I'm not going to make a move right now, Blazers Suns, but I will keep looking into it. And if any of you guys want to keep talking about it briefly on the chat here, I'll be very interested. Michigan State money line dropped to 154.5, pound the under at 157. Wow, that was a mistake by me. It really went to, God, I didn't jump because I had to go to goddamn hospital. Fuck me up. So stupid. Did it really go down that low from the 157.5? Oh, yuck. Okay, now, we are 18 minutes in the show. We're never going to be able to get to all these games. Oh, no, there's still some big numbers out there. It's under 158 at Pinnacle. Okay, you know, I do find that very interesting. But no, it hasn't gone down that much. Where are you finding 154.5? It's 157.5 a Heritage. Okay, you guys. Jesse Daly says on Blazers -8. Yes, stick around for King's Court. They'll be hammering those 4 NBA games. But right now, we are making a terrible mistake. A poor judgment if I keep talking NBA when I know my man Maxwell Smart is ready to rock with this giant college card. Rafa, we were so busy yesterday, we didn't even roll my man Max's intro. Rafa, can we roll it right now? Thank you, my man Maxwell Smart, joining us right now.
It wasn't until 2018 that the diamond in the rough went from hooligan to king of the world.
Goddamn cash!
The guy couldn't play for shit, dog. He was awful. But can he cap? Guess he can.
It's my man Kobe in that video from Max. Got in a goddamn motorcycle accident. I mean, he's going to be okay, but Jesus, I just don't like friends of mine on motorcycles. Don't like it. Rico Money says, my book can email you, Jimmy Bag. Yeah, Rico Money, hit me at Jimmy the Bag at Hotmail anytime you want. Okay, let's get a lucky cut. Yeah, okay. Okay, I need to cough for a bit. Max, how are you, my man?
It was such a big card, but I got all the 7 o'clock games capped, and I'm ready to talk about them with you.
I love that. You sound very serious, Max. I respect that. This is a big day. All right, you got all the 7 o'clock games capped. Well, let me talk about some of the ones that I really want to talk to you about. Now, let's also quickly go over what happened in the morning show. What happened in the morning show was that Drew Martin liked the under Michigan State at Iowa. He liked Syracuse to cover, and he liked the over Memphis at Temple. All right? And then we had Babano joining us. Babano liked Murray State. He liked Tulsa plus 13.5, Middle Tennessee, Monmouth, Arizona State, UCLA over, and Oregon State. All right. So that's what's up. Now let's get to work right now. You got 7 o'clock games capped. Let's talk. Okay, again, I'm 11-4 the last 2 days listening to Max and picking out the plays that I like the best. Get your goddamn paper out and get your pen out and let's start hammering these small schools and getting that goddamn paper. Hofstra at James Madison. Hofstra opens as 8-point favorites. It sticks. The total sticks at 142.5 or 143. What are you thinking here? Hofstra at James Madison, Maxie.
Yeah, I'm going to make this really short and quick. Justin Wright Foreman can score 40. I like Hofstra. They've been great ATS. They've been cashing tickets on the road at higher numbers than this. I think that James Madison had a good game last week, but I think that guys like Jaquil Taylor is going to freaking take Dwight Wilson to the cock soup slaughterhouse, and I think that Stucker Mosley is going to be inefficient from the field, and I think that Hofstra's going to cover this game.
Liking Hofstra to cover. I like the speed, Maxie. I like it a lot. Memphis at Temple. We knew early that Drew Martin was on the over. That was down at 157. It's gone up about 1.5 for a point. Still below what it opened at. Temple minus 4.5. It was minus 5 in the morning. Stuck there. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, every Temple home game is one less home game till Fran retires, and this is the Fran outgoing tour. So I think that Temple's going to win this game. I really don't like it at 5 points. If I can get 3.5 to 4 or even have to buy down, I feel more comfortable. But I know at the end of the game, if the game is close and the cover is on the line, I know that Shiz Alston Jr. is going to get the ball, and his 90% free throw percentage does not make me sweat. And I'll say this for one thing. Memphis at home is a different team than Memphis on the road. If Memphis was at home, I would probably be on them, but I'm going to go on Temple, take the minus 3.5 or 4 if I have to buy down.
Love it. Tulsa at Cincinnati. We heard early Babano liking Tulsa. That is better now. There were 13.5s available, now 14. You get a plus 14 if you want to ride with Tulsa right now. That Tulsa-Cincinnati total open at 133, now 134.5. What are you thinking here, Max?
Yeah, I'm not going to have a play on this game for the low baggers, but I have looked into this pretty heavily. There was a big issue. There was a 21-11 turnover discrepancy in the first game that they played, and Tulsa hit an abnormal amount of 3-point shots. I don't really like to back Cincinnati whenever they're a double-digit favorite, so I would be leaning Tulsa first half and Tulsa first game. But I'm on a card this big, I'm not going to bother worrying about this game when I can find better spots to cash and hopefully help low baggers cash also.
I love that. My man Josh Minnie says, what's Max's parlay builder? He's 8 for 8 with it. You don't need to let us know that right now, but we all are very interested in what your parlay builder is today. William and Mary at NC Wilmington. Opens with Wilmington as a favorite. Now it's a pick'em at some books. Money coming in on William and Mary. Total opens at 153.5. Now we're seeing 154.5 and 155. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, last time Wilmington was playing and I was on the show, I talked about how Wilmington is a very different team at home compared to on the road. I think that a guy like Ty Gadsden, who I've mentioned before a couple times, he's the kind of guy that I actually find myself watching instead of actually watching the ball movement when I'm watching Wilmington game. This guy is tough, he's gritty, and he's going to score a clutch basket when you need it. So then you have to also take into consideration what they can do on the offensive glass. And that's Devontae Cook's kitchen. And he is a master chef when it comes to offensive rebounding and getting to the glass when you really need to avoid a foul. Nathan Knight for William and Mary is a great player. I'm very, very entertained when I'm watching him on offense and defense. He's very athletic. He's good for a double-double. But I think in this game, I'm going to go with the home team, and I'm going to go with the team that I think is going to play a little bit better defense. I'm also leaning towards the under in this game. William and Mary is not as proficient as they were last year scoring-wise for over-bettors. But I think that this is going to be a really close kind of game. I think it's going to be an ass-clencher. And in ass-clenchers, I'd rather be with the home team and the home crowd supporting them. So give me Wilmington at Pick'em.
Taking Wilmington at a pick'em. Very interesting stuff. We are on a very nice pace. You know, Lodo's Low Shack would be proud of this brisk pace. Elon at Charleston. Charleston opens up a 17-point favorite. It's all the way down to 14. Again, I'm using Bet Online's opening lines because I respect that they're first in the market. Opens at 17, down to 14. Total at 141, now 140 and 139.5. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, it's always troubling to take Charleston when they're this big of favorites, especially this year. In past seasons, no, when they had Joe Chaley, I felt way more comfortable taking them in this kind of spot. But I think that Steven Santana and Tyler Sebring are the perfect antidote to really contain and keep this game close. If you're asking me to make a play on this game, I'd probably want to take Elon first half on the spread. But I think that it's really going to be important for Brevin Galloway to establish himself as a third scorer because there's going to be a lot of defensive attention towards Grant Riller and Jarrell Brantley, but you know they're going to get their 20 each. So it really comes down to can someone, and I think tonight it's going to be Brevin Galloway stepping up, but at 14 points and seeing how this line has gone down, sharp money definitely moved it, and I think that I'm going to just stick with Elon first half and lean to the full game.
Oh, I love that breakdown. That will be the first play. I think I'm going to be rolling with you, Max. I'm going to take a little time to break down whether I want first half or full game, but I love that breakdown very, very much. While I am looking at making a move there, can you please break down Northeastern at Towson? Opened at -10. Now we have 9.5s and 9s. Total opens at 137. Pretty much stays. Northeastern at Towson, Max.
So I watch a lot of Northeastern basketball, and I've been getting killed on unders, betting on their games, because they love to just go to overtime when I bet on the under. So I'm going to put it like this. Northeastern was a very unhealthy, unbalanced team at the beginning of the year because they had so many personnel questions. Well, now they're very healthy, and they're really operating efficiently. You've seen in their past 3 or 4 games that when you got Vasa and Sean Okius and Jordan Rowland, Donnell Gresham all rolling at the same time, where you've actually had 3 or 4 of them going well at the same time in each of the past 5 games, this is a really hard team to beat, and this is a hard team to freaking keep from beating you by double digits. Towson is a one-dimensional team. They rely on Brian Fobbs. If Brian Fobbs doesn't have a good offensive game, I'm not going to rely on Jordan McNeil or Tunsil to freaking pick up the offensive slack. This is a junkyard team that has to play gritty and has to play good defense and rebound the ball well. They did and are coming off a win against Delaware that I was on the other side and lost on. But I'm going to have to go with Northeastern here tonight. I think Northeastern's healthy. I think that they really are efficient from the field. They're not going to be prolific from 3, but they're going to get to the line enough in the end when fouling comes up and make enough free throws to cover the spread tonight. So if I can get -9, I'd be happier taking that. If I have to take 9.5, then I will.
Very interesting. Great breakdown. My first play, again, 11-4 last 2 days. Now, we know that these things ebb and flow, but I tell you what, Max, this is my favorite part of the day is listening to you break down these games and getting to pick which ones I like the best. It's just such a lucky situation that we are in, that you put in all your enormous hard work year-round, and we get to pick the fruits of your labor. This is all because of you, Maxie, so thank you so much. Elon first half +8. At -110. Elon, first half, +8 at -110. Let's keep rolling. Small schools where Max is eating right now. We have Sacred Heart at Robert Morris. Sacred Heart at Robert Morris opens. And is this full game? Yeah, sorry, I just moved into the first half, so I just need to make sure that it's full game. Robert Morris opens at -2.5, still -2. Total opens at 143.5. There's some 143.5, some 144s. What are you thinking here, Max?
Yeah, Robert Morris burned me in their last game, and when I watched the game, I realized what my mistake was in the capping. So Sacred Heart for me has been a very good home team for me to bet on. Not so much on the road. I've really been not able to pick my spots properly. So I'm going to be looking at this game from a Robert Morris perspective. I don't have a play on it right now. If Josh Williams and the rest of the Robert Morris guys can beat Sacred Heart at the 3-point line, I think that they're going to be able to cruise in this game. Josh Williams and guys guys like Charles Bain and Matty McConnell. And down low, you need Malik Petaway. The guy is very efficient down low, but he needs more touches. So I think that if you get this guy 15 touches during the game, whether or not he takes those shots, I think that he's also good at passing out of the low block. I think that's going to be very beneficial for Robert Morris. The deciding factor for Robert Morris is going to be Sacred Heart's home versus away splits. So I'm not going to really think too hard about this game. I'm going to go with Robert Morris. I'm going to go with what I thought about preseason, where I had Robert Morris ranked higher than Sacred Heart. And I'm going to confidently take the -2.
I feel that, liking Robert Morris. Sorry, we had Native Queen join us, original low bagger, whom we love very, very much. Her son and his girlfriend were involved in a car crash on New Year's Eve, and she's joined us now and says he is better, almost back to 100%. That is just such music to my ears, Native Queen. We love you so much, you and your family, and you are part of our family. So shout out to Native Queen, an OG in the low bag circles. So backing Robert Morris here against Sacred Heart. Very interesting stuff, Max. So far, I'm only on... Oh, and also we got Noli knows his totals. I got Sean Williams' action. We got some incredible stuff here. We're just going to try to move through it as fast as we can, but, thoughtfully. So now we come to Monmouth at Canisius. And earlier today, we had our man Babano liking Monmouth. Is that something that you agree with? What are you thinking? Monmouth at Canisius, Max?
Yeah, this game reminds me of my times at the strip club when they bring out the long banana peel and all the strippers are on it. I'm going to get on this banana peel and ride Monmouth tonight. I like them on the spread. I like them on the money line. I don't like them because of Monmouth. I like it because I want to fade Canisius at home. They're 0-6 ATS at home. They've proven over and over again. In the game that I can most recall correctly would be the Brown game where they served me cock soup, made me look like a fucking jackass. This team is not the same team as last year. Without Crumpton, Takai Molson and Isaiah Reese just haven't taken the next steps. And the preseason prognosticators have been wrong about this team. So if you're going to spot me 4 points with Monmouth, who have been really gritty at the end of games, and they rely on 3 things. They got to play better perimeter defense, they got to shoot the 3-point better than Canisius, and they got to hit their free throws, because this is a game that reeks to me of free throws deciding it. So in that case, give me Monmouth +4 on the money line with confidence.
Ooh, I like that. Babano on Monmouth. Maxwell Smart on Monmouth. Jimmy the Bag on Monmouth. I'm going to pick out a line here while you're breaking down this next game. Siena at Fairfield. Fairfield opens at -3.5, being bet down to 2.5 or 2. Fairfield total opens at 139.5. Heavy move to the under, 134.5 to 135.5. What are you thinking, Siena at Fairfield?
Yeah, Siena's going to be a really interesting game tonight. I think that Jalen Pickett and Evan Fisher are in a good spot to really have a good game, but it's going to depend on turnovers. It's going to depend on ball movement. It's going to depend on the other guys on Siena stepping up, like Sloan Seymour, because you need Sloan Seymour at the end of games to be getting to the free throw line, because you do not want Jalen Pickett or Evan Fisher going, because they are mid 60% shooters from the free throw line. And if I want to bet on a team, I want to bet on guys that I know hit above 70% from the free throw line, because I know who's going to have the ball at the end of the game. And from watching Siena games, I see that these 3 guys are the guys that have the ball the most at the end of the game, and I need at least one of them to hit free throws. So going into this game, I'm looking at it from a Fairfield perspective. I think that Fairfield is going to be able to use their speed and their talent and their big man, Jonathan Casababu, as a big advantage in this game. And I think that Fairfield is going to be able to hold home court, because they are a very good team on the road to play close but not to win. But at home, this reeks to me of the Niagara game. So this is the same kind of situation to me, and I'm going to take Fairfield. I'm going to take them on the money line. I don't care if I got to get -130, -135. This could be a game that comes down to free throws, and I'd rather just take a square side.
I feel that. Nice breakdown. Now, I'm still deciding whether I'm going to take Monmouth on the spread or the money line. I'm not going to double up on it. And that money line is pretty juicy, Max. There's some +175s out there. So I'm going to spend a little bit more time figuring out what my move will be there. So why don't we move on to the very next spot here. I'm looking at Texas Arlington at Georgia Southern. You've had a great read on both these teams this year. Georgia Southern opens as minus 10.5 favorites down to 9.5. I don't have the total in front of me because I'm going back and forth on the odds page. What are you thinking here? Texas Arlington at Georgia Southern.
Yeah, so in my breakdown right now, when I talk about Georgia Southern, keep an ear out for who I don't talk about. So Quan Jackson, Isaiah Crawley, and Monte Glenn are the key players for this Georgia Southern team. When they win, these guys have good games. When they lose, they don't. So Tukey Brown, he's not as big a factor for me. But who's a big factor for UTA is Edric Dennis, who's coming off a 32-point game. This is a team that shoots very nicely from the free throw line, and Georgia Southern has problems covering spreads at home. So, excuse me. I think that UTA has a good chance to cover this 9.5 points tonight, but they got to win on the glass. They got to limit the offensive rebounds that Georgia Southern's going to get, and they need a guy like Brian Warren to really step up and clinch this game or clinch this cover for us if it comes down to free throws, because we know that UTA is going to foul. From what I've watched UTA do, they like to foul 3 minutes before the end of the game and then adjust or to either foul more or foul less based on what the score is. So you also got to keep in consideration that UTA is on an ATS winning streak. So I think that in this kind of game, Georgia Southern's not going to be completely up for it, and I think that plus 9.5 or plus 10 would be a reasonable way to play it.
Interesting. I did not really expect you hammering it at that spot. Georgia Southern's not going to be up for that. That I find that very appealing. You've been very, very good with these double-digit dogs. I find Texas Arlington extremely appealing in this spot, and I still haven't picked out the money line that I'm going to get for Monmouth. Wow, so exciting, so much information. My God, Maxie, keep it up, my man. Utah Valley at UMKC, trying to hammer as many of these 7 o'clock games as we can. Let me get to it. Utah Valley opens at minus 4.5, being bet up a little bit to minus 5, and the total has gone down a little bit from 148.5 to 147 or 146.5. What are you thinking here? You've had a good read on Utah Valley this year.
Yeah, I watch a lot of Utah Valley, and I have a little bit of bias to them because I really like teams that have brothers or family connections, and the Towson brothers are the guys that lead this Utah Valley team. They also need help from Ben Nakawasa. But the thing with Utah Valley is this game screams trap to me tonight. This game reminds me of the California Baptist UMKC home game where UMKC destroyed California Baptist. Obviously, Utah Valley is a better pedigree team. They only are 2-3 in conference play. But if you're going to make me choose a play on this game, I'm going to go with the home dog. I think that after watching that game versus California Baptist, I've learned a couple things about this team. Rob Whitfield and Xavier Bishop are very solid guys, solid guard play. And I think that they can really use the fact that they play in a small, weird-looking gym to really help them, because atmosphere and environment does matter in college basketball, and guys do react and play better or worse depending on the environment. I think that Utah Valley on paper could win this game by 15 or 20, but I just don't trust this line movement. I don't trust that it stayed on 5 all day, where a lot of people are putting their money on Utah Valley. Usually I don't take line consideration that much into my play, but on this one, I just don't want to make the same mistakes twice, so I'm going to just take UMKC plus 5.
Very interesting breakdown. I've made some decisions too. I got Monmouth money line at plus 175, and I got Texas Arlington at plus 9.5 at minus 103. Where I'll grab exactly what I believe that was 5 dimes. Let me, sorry if I can just get back to that quickly. Texas Arlington, yeah, that's at 5 dimes minus 103. And as you guys know, that Pete and I weren't taking 5 dimes books. We weren't using the book until the start of this year. Now it's available. It gives us some nice spots. Okay, let's keep rolling. So I've got 3 plays. Also, I got Dwayne Reed spots. I got Sean Williams spots. I got Noli Nodes spots. So we're going to break all this stuff down. We're moving at a really nice place here. Next, we got Jacksonville at North Florida. Let me see if I can get to it right now. Jacksonville at North Florida. North Florida opens up at 9-point favorites, being bet down to 7.5 or 8. The total at 160, and it stayed there. Jacksonville at North Florida. What are you thinking here, Max?
Yeah, this is a very interesting line, and I definitely want to try and keep under the ideology that double-digit favorites in conference play are not reliable, consistent bets to cash on. And I think that Jacksonville has a chance in this game versus North Florida. Listen, I like North Florida. I like Garrett Sams. I like Ivan Gandia-Rosa. I think that this team can really get hot from three. They are efficient offensively. But this is going to come down to how Jacksonville approaches and plays in this game. Jacksonville has been up and down. I've seen them cover spreads. I've seen them blow freaking games as big favorites. Tonight, it's going to really come down to guys like Jace Hogan and Tyrese Davis. Tyrese Davis has got to be efficient from the field. Jace Hogan's got to be efficient from the three-point line. You got to play better three-point defense against this North Florida team. And if Jacksonville's going to play 41% three-point defense, then they're going to lose, and they're going to lose by margin. If you're going to ask me about this game and how I'm going to play it, I'm going to say that if Jacksonville can limit their fouls and they can play three-point defense, they can stay in it because they got the guys that can score up against North Florida. It's just going to be, does North Florida go on one of these 12-13-0 runs that really take the momentum and really swing the momentum into their favor that leads to them routing Jacksonville the rest of the game? So if you're asking me for a play, I only have a lean on Jacksonville, and I'd be looking to play this game by the half.
Interesting, but I like your read on Jacksonville. I like what the market is telling me on this spot. I think Jacksonville can cover the 8. It's already down to 7.5 at a lot of books. Also, the 8s aren't minus 110. They're all minus 115s. I'm going to jump on Jacksonville plus 8 at minus 115. That's Jacksonville plus 8 at minus 115. That's a bookmaker pretty much market wide. While I lock that in, let's talk NJIT at Stetson. NJIT opens at 12.5-point favorites. Now 10.5 at Bet Online, but that's and they were the ones who opened it at 12.5. The total stuck at 144. What are you thinking here, Max?
Yeah, I'm understanding this line movement. Stetson's been a very stingy team when it comes to these double-digit lines. So far this year, they actually beat North Alabama as a pretty big underdog. They actually lost to North Florida by 1.5, and they lost to Lipscomb as 1.5 as a 25-point favorite. So I think that Stetson's the type of team that can hang within the number, and I think that 10 is probably the perfect number. So if you're taking 10.5, you're really putting at risk in my mind because there's a perception out there that NJIT is the team that is going to rout every game. I don't think it's like that. I really like Abdul Lewis and Zach Cooks. I've watched them bet on them and cashed on them, and local strippers have enjoyed the winnings from them. But I think that this number is a little too big. And right now, I don't have a play on this game. I have looked into it enough, but I'm just going to say that I lean Stetson, and I would be leaning NJIT first half.
Interesting. What a breakdown. We're almost clearing up the 7 o'clock games. A lot of questions coming in, but we're just going to keep rolling because there's just so many games. We're not going to be able to get to them all, unfortunately. But we're working together. We're going to keep rolling. Next up on my sheet, I have Central Connecticut State at Bryant University. Pretty big move here. Central Connecticut State opening up a Bet Online at -4, now -1.5 there. Total's gone down a couple points from 153. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, both these teams served me cock soup the other day on Martin Luther King Day, and I fucking remember it. So, Bryant, Sebastian Towns, and Adam Grant, these are the guys that make the difference for Bryant. Bryant at home has really shown something different in conference play. I think that they are a good play right now. But the thing is, Tyler Cole had a terrible game against, I believe it was Robert Morris. I could be mistaken. It was either Robert Morris, I think. or Wagner. I'm not sure. Someone will have to check that. But Tyler Cole had a shit game. And Jameel Taylor, he really stepped it up. And that was out of the ordinary. And I'm not going to expect that again today. I think that this is a really tough game. I think that Central Connecticut State on paper should win this game. They are 8-5 ATS on the road. And I think that this could be a reverse situation where they were a home favorite. Now they're a road favorite, losing freaking line value. But I think that Central Connecticut State should win this game. And I'm just going to go against my better judgment and just take them. I'm going to plug my nose just like I did with Texas A&M, with the Texas A&M game. And let's see if it cashes. Let's go Central Connecticut State and Donnell Marshall, the former Raptor.
Yeah, I feel that. That line move does scare me and probably is going to put a halt in anything that I was going to do there. I did jump on Stetson at +10 at -107. I really like that breakdown a lot. Let's keep rolling here. Let's move on to St. Francis of Brooklyn at Farley. We got Farley Dickinson. Let me find it here. St. Francis of Brooklyn, Farley Dickinson opens at -4, and it stayed there. Actually, Bookmaker and BetOnline have moved up to 4.5. The total at 145.5, now 146. What are you thinking here, Max?
Yeah, these are two teams that I just recently cashed on, so it's a reverse situation. I know that you cash on FDU. FDU played a brilliant game, but they played against Mount St. Mary, so you really have to put an asterisk beside that. Caleb Bishop went off from 3. It seemed like he was just calling for the ball, and Jahiel Jenkins fed him the ball, and he fucking drilled 3-point shots. I think that they're going to have a little different time against the St. Francis Terriers. There is a situation that is making me question how to play this game, and that is St. Francis coming off the big rivalry win against LIU, where they got out to that big lead, and then they really had to freaking strap down and play some good defense with their small guards to preserve that win and cover, which they did. It was a nice underdog casher. So how I'm looking at this game is these guys are very even, but I think that FDU's size is really going to play a big factor in what happens in this game. If Glenn Simbria and Jalen Jordan can really get off, I think that they can build a lead just like they did against LIU and keep Farley Dickinson off the score sheet. The thing with Farley Dickinson is they have a lot of depth. When you got Darnell Edge and you got Xavier Malone Key, you got guys that can take over the game. So how I'm going to play this game is I'm going to take St. Francis on the first half, and I'm going to take FDU full game.
Interesting. What an interesting breakdown. Also, Stantino 129 liking the under for FDU. My man Alec LaFrance coming in liking the Iowa-Michigan State under. Syracuse -8.5. And I will go over some of the other great college cappers whom we love. They've given our plays, but we're just going to keep rolling right along here. Charleston Southern at Radford. Nice line move here. Radford opens at 14-point favorites at BetOnline, now all the way down to 11. The total's pretty much stuck at 144, a slight move to the under. What are you thinking, Charleston Southern at Radford?
Yeah, I jumped on Charleston Southern when they were at 13. I think that this is just too big of a line for Radford to cover. Charleston Southern is no joke. They are a good team. I watched them in their game against Longwood where they came back and ended up winning that game by 10. I think that they got two dynamic scorers in Fleming and Keeling. They're both averaging above 15 points per game, and they both shoot 82% free throw percentage. So at the end of the game, when the cover's on the line and Radford may have a 15, 16-point lead, I want those guys with the ball in their hands and at the line, and I think that this is just too many points, so I'm not going to think about it too much. Radford has become a very well-known team amongst cappers and fans, and I'm just going to fade the double-digit line action. Conference play, these guys know each other. There's familiarity. Coaches know other coaches, and I think that schematically there's less of an advantage, so I'm going to take the double-digit dog.
Yes, and it's still in my wheelhouse. I don't feel like the move is being so big that I'm on the ass end, although I am on the... Headshot says, yo, Jimmy, I was Stetson +10. So I am going to jump on this with you. Not going to get the kind of line that you've got, but I'm going to take Charleston Southern at +11. So, again, now let's talk about what's been working for me and working for me when I'm listening to Max's breakdowns, and it's him finding these dogs. So right now, if you look at my card, I got Elon first half at +8, Monmouth on the money line at +175, Texas Arlington at +9.5, Jacksonville at +8, Stetson at +10, Charleston Southern at +11. God, I'm loving this card. Let's go to High Point at Longwood. I don't have it in front of me. So many games. I will grab the line right now. Oh, here I got it. High Point at Longwood. Longwood opens up as 4.5-point favorites. Now down to 2.5. Total opens up 130, goes down to 127.5 or 128. What are you thinking here, Max?
Yeah, situationally, this is the kind of game that a High Point team will win as an underdog, but I have a bias towards Longwood. When you're shooting in conference play 22% from 3-point and 67% from the line, it's hard for me to back you even on the road, even as this small favorite when the line has very obviously shifted towards you. Jahad Proctor and Jordan Whitehead are very important players for this High Point team. High Point dominates on the offensive glass. This is where I see them being able to have their biggest advantage and being able to decide the game. Because if they're going to get 11 offensive rebounds, you know they're going to get second chance opportunities, and you know that they're going to get to the line. But if they can't make the free throws from the line, that's going to benefit Longwood. Longwood shoots 35% from 3, and they're shooting 77% from the line in conference play. And you got dynamic guys like Isaiah Walton and Lorenzo Phillips. These guys, they can shoot the 3, and Longwood shoots a lot of 3s. So I'm going to take guys that I trust at the line, that I've watched multiple times, and I think that they got to win this game as a small favorite because of the Charleston Southern loss. So I'm going to say that coaches love to relive bad games and good games, and I think that tonight the Longwood players are going to remember the Charleston Southern loss. I think that they're going to take this High Point team a lot more seriously. I'll take High Point -2 or -2.5, whatever I can get at -110.
Wow, very, very interesting. Still backing High Point. The move has gone in that direction. Find that extremely, extremely interesting. Also, I know we have no time for compliments, but Max, you're doing a spectacular job on this. Let's keep rolling. LIU Brooklyn at Mount St. Mary's. LIU Brooklyn opens at -3.5. Now we got -2.5, even a -1.5 at Bookmaker. Very, very interesting. Money coming in on Mount St. Mary's. Total at 144. There's 144.5 and 145. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, this is what I love about conference play. You watch a game of a team, then you already have a good advantage of how to cap them in the next game. Well, FDU ran Mount St. Mary's out of the gym in the second half. Mount St. Mary's freshmen got exposed. They didn't play very well. Vado Morris needs a rebound game tonight, but I think that LIU is going to be mad. LIU got freaking beat and got beat bad in an embarrassing fashion by St. Francis. I think that they go out tonight. I think that as a small favorite, they have some value. I think that this is a team that does play decent on the road, and when it comes down to it, I trust Raekwon Clark and Augusto and Julian Batts more than I trust the inexperienced freshman and sophomore for Mount St. Mary. So you want to give me 3, you want to give me a 2.5, I'm going to jump on that. I don't care about the line movement today. That is perception. Listen, teams rebound. Teams are Jekyll and Hyde in college basketball. They cover for you one game, they lose as a freaking underdog the next. So I'm not going to think too hard about it. I'm going to take the Blackbirds. I like what they can do against this team. I like the matchup, and I think that it's a easy bet to make, and I think that if it cashes, I will freaking feel nice. If it doesn't, I'll slurp cock soup like I do on any other loser.
Sure. Sometimes you got to slurp. Did I have that wrong? Were you not on High Point in that last game?
No, I'm on Longwood.
Okay, thank you so much, Cash Action Bets. Thank you so much for letting me, keeping me clear here. So many games. Thank you so much. Cash Action Bets knocked me out of the poker tournament, $100 richer, and helping me out. Thank you. You just paid me back that $100 basically. Thank you so much, Cash Action Bets. Respect. Great breakdown of the LIU Brooklyn Mount St. Mary's game. Let's move on to Sanford at Wofford. Let me see. Oh, sorry, I got the wrong card. I got so many pages up here because we're moving so quickly. Sanford at Wofford. I don't have this in front of me, but I will get it in front of me shortly. I know you have a nice read on both these schools, so I will get it up. But what are you thinking, Sanford at Wofford?
Yeah, this is a really tough game because a lot of people are favoring Sanford. So am I. The line has also favored it. So what you have to take into consideration when you're looking at this matchup is how Wofford is playing defense. We know Wofford's going to score the ball. They got the team of X-Men with Storm Murphy and Fletcher McGee and Cam Jackson. But they are playing some incredible defense in conference play. They're only allowing teams to score 63 points a game against them. And that's something that most casual fans are not going to realize, but you have to take into consideration tonight when you're capping this game. Okay, so I like Sanford. I'm going to take them as a double-digit dog. Wofford is coming off a comeback victory against Furman, which they did not cover on the spread, which broke an ATS streak for them. I think that emotionally could take a lot out of them, and I think that they're going to win this game. I think that they're going to win this game by double digits, but I think that it's going to land on 10 or 11. So what Sanford needs to do to stay in this game and help us cash our ticket, I have it written down because I just can't remember all these things, is get more possessions. More shots, the better for this type of team. Wofford is very efficient from the field, and Sanford is not as much, recently especially. So the more shots, the more attempts they can get, the better. They need to get to the line. They need to get second chance points, whether that's off loose balls, whether that's off forced turnovers. You got to figure a way out to get second chance points against this Wofford team. Then have busy hands. Well, you got two guys named Brandon Austin and Josh Sharkey who are perfect for that task. Have busy hands, force Storm Murphy to pass the ball, and don't let Fletcher McGee any space to dribble and drive. Make him shoot with the hand out and close out. So, because of that, I'm taking Ruben Guerrero, Sanford, and Josh Sharkey because Ruben Guerrero is going to be the deciding factor against Cam Jackson. I see him shutting him down and being able to use his suave low post moves to induce fouls and get to the line and help us cash this ticket. Sanford plus 12.5. Let's do it.
I'm with you. Sanford plus 12.5. I'm getting minus 108 at 5 times. Great breakdown, Max. Absolutely love it. Let's keep rolling. Two teams you've also had great reads on. Texas State, Georgia State. Texas State been paying us. Don't know what you're going to do here with Georgia State as a lukewarm favorite. Open up at 3, now 3.5. Total up slightly from 139 to 139.5 for 140. What do you think of Texas State at Georgia State?
Yeah, give me Texas State on the money line on the spread. I don't got to think too hard about it. This is a revenge game. I'm going to go with the more efficient star player. I love Pearson. Nigel Pearson is a great player. I think that he's going to go off in this game, and he's also a tenacious defender. That is something DeMarcus Simmons is not. DeMarcus Simmons is a great player. He's a standout player. But in this matchup, in a revenge situation, I want Texas State. I think that on the offensive glass, if these guys get 10-plus rebounds, 10-plus offensive rebounds, I think that they are going to win this game outright. And they got to just have even shot distribution. I think that if they fall too in love with the three-point shot, if it's not falling, you need to just adjust and focus on your two-point offense. I think that's the difference in this game. I think that the free throw shooting for Georgia State will do them in. It has already done them in multiple times. I cannot trust Devin Mitchell and Malik Ben-Levy to make free throws at key times, even though we all know that the ball is going to be in DeMarcus Simmons' hands. But you have to also take into consideration that Texas State can run trapping defense to get the ball out of DeMarcus's hands, and that could lead to us covering on the spread and winning outright. So give me Texas State, give me them +3, give me on the money line, whatever I can get. Let's fucking cash Texas State, baby.
Texas State been very good to you this year. Don't see why they would stop now. Gardner Webb at Winthrop. Winthrop opens as 6-point favorites, now down to 5.5. Total creeped up from 154.5 to 155. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, listen, Winthrop's a very talented team. They shoot a lot of threes, but they need to make more of them. If they're shooting 35 3-point attempts tonight and they're already hitting 33%, I don't think they're covering this 5.5 points against Gardner Webb. Gardner Webb is a team that is not a joke. They got 4 double-figure scorers who are all capable and all reasonably efficient to the point that I don't need to highlight any more about them. I think that it really comes down to how Winthrop plays on the offensive offensive glass. If they can get their 12 offensive rebounds, I think that they're going to get enough extra possessions to cover this spread. I liked Gardner Webb a lot better at 7.5 or 8. Now that the line has moved down to 5.5, I'm going to have to jump on Winthrop here. This is a game that Winthrop has to win. This is a game that they really have to win by margin. I think that in the rematch, it may be a different story, but tonight, let's go with Winthrop minus 5.5. If you can get me -5 for better than minus 120, I would take that also.
Nice breakdown. There was some talk in the chat about you having a great read on Presbyterian. Presbyterian is at Campbell. Campbell 2.5, or actually bookmakers just moved to 2-point favorites, so some money coming on Presbyterian. Total is stuck at 147.5. What are you thinking with Presbyterian at Campbell?
Yeah, so as we know, you and I both cashed on Presbyterian in their last game against South Carolina Upstate. I think that this is a great game for Presbyterian to take a team that is overvalued because of Chris Clemens, and I think that they can win this game outright. I'm going to take Presbyterian on the money line, and I'm going to take them +2. I like Adam Flagler and Francois Lewis. I think that Francois Lewis is going to have a much better game than he did last time out, and they're on a 3-game winning streak, and I think that they're going to continue. I like J.C. Younger and Corey Hightower. I think that they're good free throw shooters and decent 3-point shooters. So that's going to come in handy if the defense collapses on the two big boys. So give me a team that's 10-2 ATS on the road. And I think that if you could stop Chris Clemens from getting to the free throw line and getting in the lane, I think that you can stop this this Campbell team. So I will take Presbyterian. I'll take them +2. I'll take them on the money line. Hopefully I don't get burnt, and I'm not just betting this on a recency bias.
I liked what I saw from them as well. I'm close to pulling the trigger with them as well. Let's move on. Now, we're going to get to some questions and some other stuff, but we're going to talk about one more small school before we do that. USC Upstate, or two smalls. USC Upstate at Hampton. Hampton opens up as -8.5 favorites, now -9. The total's creeped up from 145 to 146.5. USC Upstate at Hampton, Max.
Yeah, so I'm going to make this really simple. I think that this is my number one play of the night for all the low baggers. Let's do it now. I'll take Hampton -8. I think that this is a get-right game for them. I think that they just need to win this game. This is a good opponent for them to really put a beat down on. I'm not going to say or make a prediction that they win by 15 to 20. I think that they cover the 8.5 points tonight. I'm just going to leave it to that. Let's go Hampton.
Wow, there we go. Everybody was asking, but he did it naturally. Also, I'm on Presbyterian money line +132 at Pinnacle, and we've heard Max's play of the day, Hampton. Well, I tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to tail that spot at Hampton. Now, quickly, Max, there's some big games tonight, and I know that we enjoy the smaller schools, but while I'm finding the best line for Hampton, what do you think is going to happen in this Michigan State-Iowa spot?
So right now, what I'm thinking is Iowa's going to come out fast, and I've talked with other cappers in some of the DM groups that I participate in, and I trust the opinions of these guys, and I think that Iowa's going to come out fast. I think that Michigan State's going to make adjustments. I think in the end, the better team, the top 10 team, is going to prevail on the spread.
I hear that. What do you think about that total that Drew was liking the under on?
Yeah, it's hard for me to get on any unders when it comes to Iowa, because if they start fast, that means that they're hitting 3-point shots. If they don't, that means that they're clamping down, and it's going to be a freaking ass clencher. So I'm going to leave it to Drew because I trust Drew. Drew knows what he's doing on these totals, and I'll just ride with him if you're going to ask me for a play.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Drew does totals well. Well, I am on 9 plays. 8 dogs, 1 favorite after Max's. And my man Twatty Latte says exactly right, Max. I'm on 9 plays. Elon first half +8. Monmouth moneyline +175. Texas Arlington +9.5. Jacksonville +8. Stetson +10. Charleston Southern +11. Sanford +12.5. Presbyterian moneyline +132. And Hampton -8.5 at -110. Dan Kelly says, am I the only one who came in his drawers just a little bit when Max says, this is my favorite play of the night for all the low baggers? Life would be great if my wife could do that. You're absolutely right. Your life would be great. But don't worry about your wife. We got college basketball and Maxwell Smart. Max, let's talk about some of the plays that our guys are on whom we love. Sean Williams says, I'm on Eastern Illinois +2 and LIU Brooklyn -2. What do you think of those spots?
Well, we already talked about LIU, and I'm already in agreement with Sean, so that makes me feel more confident about my bet. And Eastern Illinois, I haven't looked too hard into the game, but I already saw that our friend of the show and great capper and great video maker DJ Big Boss is on it. So if DJ Big Boss is on it and Sean Williams is on it, how the hell can I not get on it? Give me EIU. Let's do it.
I hear that. Noli knows. Spectacular with unders. He's on the LIU Mount St. Mary's under at 145. What do you think of that pace?
Yeah, definitely liking that for sure. When Noli likes an under, I always look at it. But the thing for LIU is they've been getting really hot in the second half. So if they get hot in the second half, you know that they're going to freaking be scoring a shitload. So I'm going to go with the master Jedi of unders on this. And I'm not going to think too hard about it. When I think too hard about a total that Noli's on, I end up going on the other side and losing. So I like to keep my money for the strippers. So I'm going to tail Noli on this.
Sure, those strippers deserve love. Looking forward to have you down in Costa Rica. Got a couple spots I would like to show you, Max. And if we keep Bet Online, keep clicking on the Bet Online tab down at the bottom of the screen, maybe Bet Online will help us send Max down to Costa Rica, where the strippers are in desperate need of Max's money. Dwayne Reed, Sharper Focus 1, Iowa money line tonight. Arkansas State money line. Very interesting. Arizona State money line. Jacksonville State money line. Miami +10. San Diego money line. Washington +4. California, Colorado under 147. William Mary and UNC over 155. And Citadel +12.5. Very, very interesting cards here. Wow. So, Max, I know we are overtime and have to go, but there are some enormous games that we didn't touch on, and I don't need to. I absolutely love watching you break down these small schools, and it helps my cash flow, so I don't even need to. But North Carolina State at Louisville, two ranked teams going at it. Louisville opened at 4.5, now at 4. What are you thinking there?
Louisville, baby. Let's go. North Carolina State's a really popular dog tonight. I think that on paper, they should win this game. I think that the line makers have it perfect. I think that Louisville is in a situation just like the Michigan State game. I think that they are going to hold home court, and I think that they win tonight. So I don't have a play on it right now. I am wearing my Louisville jersey, so I will be watching and cheering for Louisville. But I got to lean with Louisville.
I hear that. Sean Williams says MS420. That's Maxwell Smart at Maxwell Smart 420. Great as always, man. You're as good as it gets. Let's cash tonight. Dan Kelly says, Jim, you know I want to hear about Q's. And that was a very interesting game that came up earlier in the day. And I know we're over time and have to bounce, but there's a couple spots that people asked to hear what you had to say about. And whatever Dan Kelly wants, he gets, man. What a beloved low bagger he is. Miami at Syracuse. Max, what are you thinking there?
Yeah, so this line has gone to 10, from what I understand. Is that correct?
No, not what I have here. It's gone down to 8.5. Let's see what the movement, 8.5 in intertops, 8.5 across the board right now. Let me see when that movement happened quickly. And you can see that at SBRodds.com. Yeah, no, it opened yesterday at -8.5. Last night it got to -9.5. This is at Pinnacle. And then back down to 9, 8.5, 8, 7.5 this morning. And then back to 8, back to 8.5. Money coming back on the Syracuse. It's at 8.5 right now.
Yeah, so this is going to be a really interesting game because it's going to test Miami's depth. But you're going to also have to think about the situation that Syracuse is in. Syracuse has been on a hot streak. They've been getting a lot of attention from the national media. And I think with this Virginia Tech game, which Kobe Valentine was kind enough to point out to me, this could be a look-ahead spot. Listen, I know that Miami is not a good team. No one likes betting on them, but they do have some wins and they do have some covers. I think that freaking a guy like Zane Johnson and freaking Chris Likes, if they speed things up and don't let the zone get set up, they can get some quick buckets like that. I think that these guys are efficient enough at the line that if it comes down to freaking free throws at the end, that they can freaking make enough to cover this 8.5 points. It's not going to be a popular pick, but I'm going to go situationally that Miami is going to be taken a little less seriously by Syracuse tonight. And we all know, other people have pointed out that Jim Boeheim gets his guys up for the big games and doesn't necessarily take these kind of games as seriously. I could be eating fucking cock soup tomorrow and eating my words, and Syracuse may win this game by 20. But if you ask me to make a play on it, I'm going to take Miami plus 8.5 points. I think that they're going to come under the radar tonight.
I can only pray that it's your words and not cock soup. Let's figure out a couple more spots here. I know we've got to go. I know we are over time, but we have Max with us right now. So let's talk about Gonzaga here. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but they're against Santa Clara. They open up at 19.5 favorites. I believe it's up to 21.5. What are you thinking in that spot?
Yeah, so listen, this is Gonzaga. Gonzaga decides how much they want to win by. If you're going to be betting on Gonzaga, my suggestion is to split your bet into two. Take the first half of the full game. I'm not going to advise taking putting a unit each on the full game and first half because I've been getting burned that way and I'm trying not to double up. But I think that's the way that you got to approach this game. Is Santa Clara going to want to run with Gonzaga? I would think not. Does Gonzaga want to build a big lead and then take their foot off the brake? I would think so. So it really depends on what the eye test is from what you've watched and what you've seen about these two teams. And what I've seen about these two teams are if there's beef and if there's freaking media drama, I think that Gonzaga puts a bigger beatdown on a team than when there isn't. I'm not comfortable with this game very much, but I'm going to approach it like I approached the Nevada game last night. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to bet on the better team. I'm going to bet on the team that I know can win by 30 points. So I'm going to take Gonzaga.
Interesting. And Yai is joining us. I know I believe you called him Yaz at one point. It scared me if I've been mispronouncing how he wants his name to be called for months and months because we love him very much. Also, we got the Williams sisters in the house. How can you not do whatever the Williams sisters ask for? They say, ask Max about North Texas. We will ask. And Robbie Tagaloa said, I love North Texas. We will ask Max about North Texas, but first, Yaias asked about this Washington-Oregon spot. Oregon opens at 3-point favorites, now 2.5. What do you think here?
Yeah, this is going to be a really interesting spot. This is going to be, this game's going to be dependent on what Washington wants to do with their season. If they want to get an at-large bid and they want to get a decent seed in the tournament, or if they actually want to make the tournament, this is a game that they have to go into Oregon and they have to win. If you're going to make me bet on this game, because I do not like the Pac-12 too much, I will take Washington. I like the zone defense. I like the fact that, Oregon's having to reinvent themselves without the security blanket of having Bull as a rim protector. I think that Washington is going to have to shoot the ball well enough to keep up with Peyton Pritchard and just hope that Louis King doesn't go off, because Louis King is really showing me some things over the past couple games that he is really maturing as a collegiate player and the coaching is really working out. If you're asking me for a play on this game, I'm taking Washington on the money line. I'm just going with the dog. I think that Washington should win this game on paper, and I think that they're going to tonight. So let's do it. Let's go Huskies. You dub!
I love it. You know I'm a Huskies guy myself, so that's wonderful. That's music to my ears. Whatever the Williams sisters want, they get. We love the Williams sisters here in Low Bag Land. UAB at North Texas. This will be our last game of breaking down. Max, you've been absolutely spectacular tonight. If you want to see more Max and more basketball talk, stick around here. 16 minutes. In 16 minutes, we have King's Court, and Max will be joining the guys, our experts, NBA experts, King Rail and Jay Money is Money. UAB at North Texas. Shout out to the Williams sisters. They want to know what you think about North Texas here. Open at 7-point favorites, now 6.5.
Yeah, this is going to be a really tough game, but I think that North Texas is finally going to pull their freaking pants up and they're going to cover a spread and cash a ticket for us. They've been pretty inconsistent when it comes to ATS over the last 5 or 6 games, and I think that tonight against UAB and Zach Bryant, I think that this is the team that they need to really put a beat down on someone and show the rest of Conference USA that Roosevelt, Smart, and Woolridge and the rest of the boys, they are not to be taken lightly, and they are someone to be feared, especially in North Texas Arena. So give me North Texas -6.5. I could be freaking choking on you know what, but I got to go with what I've watched and what I've seen from North Texas is if the threes dropping, they will be raining cash on the local strippers at the Ozone.
As you should. As you should. Sorry, dying here a little bit. But getting to work with Max gets me fucking pumped. And Max inspires me a great, great deal. Paco Healy has a new nickname for me, Pneumonia Jim. I don't like it as much as Jimmy the Bag, but I get it. Because this has been a long time I've been sick like that. Brooke Jordan, whom we love, says North Texas have been off against the spread lately. Max, you've been spectacular. There are being questions about your parlays, and they've been working out so well. Have you made a decision of who you're going to use for your parlays tonight?
I actually have not. I think that I'm going to utilize the intelligence, the capping ability of the star duo on King's Court to help me find my parlay builder on this small NBA card. So right now, as of now, I do not have a parlay builder. It's been a busy day preparing for both shows, but tune into King's Court and I'm sure I'll find one because I love playing these things better than betting singles.
Oh, man. You're the truth, Max. You're such a huge asset to our family here at Low Shack in the Bag. Thank you so much for joining us. Where can we find you on Twitter, and what else are you up to this week?
Yeah, you can find me at MaxwellSmart420 on Twitter. I will be on King's Court, like you said, and like I said, in about 15 to 20 minutes. And then I will be back on this show next week with you, Jim. Oh. So hopefully we have a good night. I want to cash a lot of tickets for you because, you know, I only sleep well when you're cashing on my picks. I don't care if I'm making money. I just want you to make money. So let's freaking cash some winners tonight. Let's serve cock soup to the books. And let's support local strippers because that's what our winnings are meant for.
Oh, that's music to my ears. Yes, let's support local strippers wherever you are. My man George Young says, hey, Jimmy B, looking forward to the Pegasus. George, please join my Beat the Bag contest. I'd love as many people to join it as possible. It is free. It's $100 to the winner plus 200 bet points if you beat me. And here it is right now. This is the link to the contest. Right now, here is the link to the contest. There you go. And then quickly, let me get you the form. Where is the form? Here, that's the actual PDF. Come on, give me the goddamn form. Okay, I'm going to find the form, and I'm going to link it when Freddie comes out here right now. And Freddie, my man, oh, actually, Max, Freddie was pretty hurt when you introduced Lucrative Larry yesterday. Could you make up for it with a big Freddie Fortune intro?
Yeah, I was watching American win and cash an underdog ticket. I totally spaced. So, without further ado, let me introduce to you the best looking dude with glasses that I know, Freddie Fortune.
Welcome.
Welcome, Freddie Fortune, to the Low Shack and the Back show.
You don't need to welcome me. I'm in here all day.
Okay. I'm on a roll on my bets.
You are?
Yeah, your pussy sports are fucking easy, man. I'm back to handball.
Okay.
I'm going to teach you how to cap.
All right.
I hate Larry. He's the worst handball capper in the world.
He actually hit his parlay.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care.
Sure.
He sucks.
Okay.
Handball World Championship. This is a bet on both semifinals. Denmark over France at plus 105. And also Norway over Germany at plus 185 at Bet365.
Wow.
And that's it.
Interesting. Both dog lines?
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
I'm a risky capper.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not a pussy. Oh, my, minus 200. No.
Well, you did take the minus 150 yesterday on that tennis match.
Who cares, man?
Thank you guys so much for joining Low Shack in the Bag. We love you so much. Stick around for King's Court, where you'll see Maxwell Smart, King Rail, J Money is Money. Let's have a big night. Let's get that cash. Leche, Alos Bookmakers.